Hey guys, and welcome back to another Maplestory video. And wow, the New Age update. There's some big news. So, I'm just gonna organize my notes, but it has been confirmed, sixth job is coming. And based on the animation that we got, or like the little like clip of what we got for each class, it feels like every class is essentially going to get, this one big burst skill. And it seems like every class has like a different like animation in terms of like how long each burst kind of thing is. So I'm predicting that it's at least an iframe when you cast it, because the animation has to play out. And because once the animation plays, you can't see anything on the screen. And so that has to be an iframe for every single class. That's kind of like what I'm thinking is going to be implemented. And after the animation plays out, the skill does its thing, it does its damage. And yeah, so that's, the biggest part of sixth job. The second thing about sixth job is the introduction of the Hexa Matrix system. Essentially, there's going to be, it's going to be split into three little like parts. The first part I'm going to talk about is the Hexa stat. Hexa stat is basically an update to your Legion. It's like, I'm going to put it into really simple terms. It's basically an upgrade to your Legion. You get more boss damage, crit damage, IED, attack, magic attack, and like those kind of like passive stats that you can get from Legion. It's basically an extra area for that. Hexa skill, it's kind of like your V Matrix. Essentially, there's skills to increase for your fourth job skills and under. So it'll essentially change your, your regular mobbing skill and basically give it a facelift, an upgrade. And then there's Hexacore, which will buff your fifth job skills. And so, basically the entire sixth job thing is like a big buff plus, an iframe skill that every class gets. A really fancy animation iframe skill, and also does damage. So that's sixth job in a nutshell. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if it's linked to all of your characters. So like, because the Hexa stat, you get your passive like boss damage. So let's say you get plus 20% boss damage, on your main. Does that 20% boss damage also translate over to another character? I don't know if it's linked between your 260 characters or not. If it's separate, that's fine. Like fifth job is separate, so like, there's not really that big of a deal. If it is combined, then your entire account kind of gets like a buff. So if it is linked, then that's great. Your mules can get, extra attack, extra damage, extra crit damage. That would be great. It's like an addition to your Legion, right? If it's separate, then I guess, you can focus on one character. Okay. The next thing that they revealed is the damage cap. It has been raised to 700 bill. So I don't know who can actually deal that much damage, but we'll see. It's a power creep, so. And then next, I've kind of already mentioned it, but sixth job is released at level 260. So better get grinding. If you're level 250, better get grinding to 260. Now, they did also reveal that the amount of experience to get to 260 has been reduced. I believe it was something around like from level 200 to 260, like it's been cut in like half or something, or like at the end of the day, it's easier to reach level 260, and that way you can get your sixth job. So like that was kind of like the main like big drop for New Age. The kind of smaller things, I'm just gonna kind of rapid fire and go through because I wrote them in note form. There's going to be Oz ring drops from bosses, I believe. Next is new monster park maps. There's going to be Labyrinth of Suffering and then Limina. They've also increased MPE, Monster Park Extreme, the EXP gain from that, so that's really good. Essentially, the New Age update is, kind of reducing the EXP curve and also increasing the amount of EXP given. So your daily EXP from your Arcane River daily quests, those have been increased, which is really good. They also revealed that they've kind of like standardized the droplets, or sorry, not droplets. They've standardized the symbols that you can get for for completing your dailies. I think it's 20 for all arcane areas, and then maybe 10 for authentic areas. So after Cernium. Next, there's some update to the Legion shop. You can get a unique scroll now instead of the epic scroll. So basically, can upgrade your gear faster. They are adding in a authentic force catalyst. So originally we only have the arcane river one, so you can change out your symbol and put it on a different character. They've put in the authentic force version so that you can transfer your Cernium symbol to another character if you want. Next is the inner ability. They're removing some of the useless stats like movement speed and jump, and they're giving better chances to get like more good lines essentially. So that's a positive change. There's no more need to re-roll your lines so many times. Next, this is for the reboot players. Sorry, your mob and EXP thing. Yeah, that's been removed. Let's move on to the quality of life changes. They are implementing a essentially macro key, a do it all one button, if you will. Essentially, you can put all of your buff skills or your from what they showed in the showcase, they can put literally anything in there. Well, use items and your skills essentially. So like, I personally see this as like, your potions, like your MPE pots put in there, your guild buff put in there, like the one that comes every week. You can put that in there. If you need to put like reward points, you can, because when reward points drop from E-mobs, they go into your user inventory and then you have to go in and click it. So you can put that in there, and I think you can automatically use it. But essentially, it's kind of a quality of life change for the classes with a bunch of skills, dual blader included. We can kind of, I guess, put all the skills together in one button and then click that button, and then all those things happen. So that will be really good. That is a good change because the macros right now for skills only is only 3, and you can't put like all of them in there. So I think you can put in attacking skills. So if you were to say, I need to, for a dual blader, we have to chain Flying Assaulter into our dash. And so that requires 2 keyboard spaces. But if I can put that into 1 keyboard space, that'd be really good. Obviously, that's not always the case that I need to do that, but the ability to do something like that, is good. So buffs, maybe, yeah, I think maybe even your decent skills can be put in there, and then that way you don't have to put them on your pet. Well, you would, yeah, you could probably free up your pet for other buffs. So that's pretty cool. And then, I should probably mention the new maps. There's going to be some new training maps for Authentic Force. There's like, I believe 6 new areas. They will be combining Cernium and Burnium together at 260, so you can get 10 Authentic Force symbols every day from your dailies. For after you reach 260, they're basically reducing the levels so that they can put in more areas. Before, it was 260 for Cernium, 265 for Burnium, 270 for Hotel, 275 for Odium. Now they're going to combine them essentially. So 260 is for Cernium and Burnium, 265 is Hotel, 270 is Odium, 275, I don't know the English translation, but it's Towonkyung, basically the area after Odium. And then 280 is Arteria, and 285 is Calcium. So yeah, so more content for you to reach level 300 easier, but I guess nobody's gonna be able to do that still because it's still really difficult to get all that experience even with all of these new areas coming. And in terms of the new areas, they're also going to be releasing more boss difficulties. and I'll put on the screen what new bosses are being added, like what difficulty levels are being added. All of them are for the end game bosses anyways, so it's not like we're getting extreme Horntail or extreme Zakum. So yeah, the more they're essentially some of the bosses that are still too difficult. For example, like Callus, you know, there's an easy version for that if you want to try. So it definitely opens the door for practicing, at least, even if you can't clear like, you know, hard Kalos, you can at least try to clear it in easy. So that's really good. That's kind of like all of the biggest changes. I guess I can touch upon the summer event that'll be running through you know, and from June 15th to August 30th. I believe that's the, you know, the New Age summer event duration. There's going to be another Hyperburn event, and instead of Hyperburn to 250, they're going to be Hyperburning to 260, so 10 levels more. That way it's easier to get to Cernium. I believe that's a, you know, that's kind of like the, it's a big change, but at the same time it's a expected change. Yeah, but yeah, during the event, it's basically, from what I saw during the live stream, it's basically the Wongstron event, actually. It just looks like the Wongstron event, to be honest. Every day you, you know, you cap your coin, you get a reward. Yeah. And then you also get your EXP points that you can trade in for experience. There's that. And then your coin shop. So that's what the event looks like. Obviously, I'll definitely try to hop onto the test server and see what the event is like, and I'll try to go through it in a separate video. So moving on, the last two things that I want to mention is the new name auction. Yeah, go sell your IGNs, guys, for Maple points. I think it's Maple points you can sell them for, not Mesos. But yeah, if you have a IGN that's really nice and you want to sell it for the monies, you can do so. Or if you're really wanting to buy or to get that name for your character, you can buy it. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work. So there's that. And then finally, there's going to be a Maple webtoon that's going to be released later. Yeah, that's kind of it. So to wrap everything up, 6th job is confirmed. Instead of V Matrix, it's called the Hexa Matrix. It's going to buff literally everything. Damage cap has increased. You know, some quality of life changes, new areas for experience, new monster park stuff. So yeah, I hope I was able to convey everything concisely, based on the, you know, 2-hour, well, not really, it was kind of like it was 1 hour concert and then 1 hour patch note kind of live stream. So I hope my Korean translation ability was good enough to give you accurate details and updates on the New Age update. And yeah, I will try to make videos coming soon on, you know, things to expect, and actually, you know, when it comes to the game, I'll try to show it. I definitely have to get my dual blader to 260 now, huh? It's currently level 252. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to show your support in whatever you fancy, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.